Welcome to this short introduction to ISO DIS 9001-2014. This draft standard, when approved, will be published as ISO 9001-2015. ISO 9001 is perhaps the most important management system standard. It specifies the requirements for quality management systems and forms the basis for many other management system standards, such as ISO 13485 for medical devices. The ISO standard undergoes a review every 5 years, which leads to revision. ISO 9001-2008 is currently being reviewed and revised, and should be published as ISO 9001-2015 if all goes to plan. It should be noted that this is not a minor editorial change. This is a significant restructuring, rewording and refocusing of a very important international standard. The International Organization for Standardization, ISO, has published a draft international standard, ISO DIS 9001-2014, for review and comment. This will become ISO 9001-2015. The latest revisions to ISO 9001 are part of the ongoing evolution of the standard and its alignment with the high-level structure as prescribed in Annex SL. It is essential that the ISO 9001 standard keeps pace with advancements in business and technology. With that in mind, ISO DIS 9001-2014 addresses key issues such as the growth of service businesses, the widespread use of multiple management system standards, the integration of quality into the running of the business, and the overall ease of using the standard. As a result, the revised standard will focus more on business, especially services, and less on manufacturing industries, integrate better with other ISO management system standards, such as ISO 14001, promote the management of risk and the required risk management processes, consider the stakeholders as well as customers, and expect greater leadership and involvement from top management. Annex SL defines the framework for ISO management system standards. All new and revised ISO management system standards will adhere to this framework. In future, all ISO management system standards will be totally compatible and entirely consistent. The key changes in the ISO DIS 9001-2014 can be summarized as: the number of clauses in the standard has increased from 8 to 10, and, more importantly, all of the clauses should be addressed. Normative references no longer refer to ISO 9000-2005, Quality Management Systems, Fundamentals and Vocabulary. All applicable terms and definitions are now included within the 9001 standard. The term product has been replaced by products and services. This is an effort to recognise that some organisations do not supply products. Products have been the subject of many extensive deliberations and proposals, such as goods and services, and products. Purchasing and outsourcing are replaced by external provision. This takes account of goods and services that may be customer supplied, borrowed, rented, or subcontracted. References are made to risk, identification of risks, and actions to address the identified risks. There is no requirement to adopt the risk management standard ISO 31000. Removal of the term preventive action. This term isn't required if risks are to be managed. This spells the end of CAPA as far as ISO 9001 is concerned. Senior management to take a greater active involvement in the quality management system rather than allocate responsibility to a manager. This ensures that quality is considered to be an important part of the business. Removal of the role of management representative. This forces top management to spread the responsibility for the quality management system to the operational management team instead of relying on one person. There is no requirement for a documented quality manual, documented procedures, or quality records. ISO DIS 9001-2014 refers to documented information. Work on the ISO 9001 revision is well underway. This is a 3-year project with 14 months still to go. The current official status of the revised standard is a draft international standard, ISO DIS 9001-2014, which was published in May 2014. The closing date for submission of comments to the International Organisation for Standardisation via national body members has passed. The proposed programme for development of ISO 9001-2015 is November 2014, availability of final draft international standard ISO FDIS. September 2015, publication of ISO 9001-2015. All of the public comments from the last public consultation will be collated, assessed, discussed, agreed and actioned prior to the preparation of the final draft. ISO DIS 9001-2014 is still available to purchase, so organisations are able to begin to understand the requirements. However, it seems that there are still many drafting issues that need to be resolved. Organisations should refrain from making any changes to their quality management system until the final draft, or FDIS, is published. The transition period is set at 3 years from the date of publication of ISO 9001-2015. This gives all organisations 3 years to align their management system to the new standard. However, organisations will be encouraged to start the transition process when the FDIS is published in November 2014, which then permits a transition period of almost 4 years. It is likely that the impact of the changes will be greater than anything experienced previously. Organisations should understand and adopt the requirements of the new standard at the earliest opportunity, ensuring that any external training and support is provided by reputable companies. In this respect, RQA will be preparing a range of products as the ISO 9001-2015 publication date approaches. Those products include webcasts and training courses. In summary, the current version of ISO 9001 is ISO 9001-2008. The revised standard, ISO 9001-2015, when published, will focus more on services, integrate with other management system standards, promote risk management, consider the business stakeholder, and expect management to get involved and lead the quality activities. When the final draft FDIS 9001-2014 is published, organisations will be able to start the transition to the revised standard. RQA is committed to driving quality and integrity and developing and promoting quality standards in scientific research and development. The RQA facilitates knowledge sharing and transfer through training, seminars, conferences and publications, and liaises with regulatory agencies in the development and interpretation of regulations and guidance. RQA is dedicated to informing and advancing its members, providing status, visibility and support for individuals concerned with the quality of research and development relating to pharmaceuticals, agrochemicals, chemicals and medical devices. To find out more, go to www.therqa.com.